What's up guys? Welcome back to the Breakdown Automotive. Today we are filming a video on the 6 best cars under $40,000 if you're looking to buy a new car. But before we jump into the video, I just want to say if you enjoy automotive content, go ahead and like the video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications to get notified every single time we upload a new video. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into the video. First up on the list is actually something anyone who's ever seen a video on this channel before is expecting, and that would be the new Land Rover Discovery Sport, which I spec'd one out the other day for just under $40,000, black exterior, white interior, and black wheels. And honestly, it's probably the best miniature SUV, sport activity vehicle, SAV, whatever you want to call it. It's the best looking on the market. It's the best looking in its class, and it's by far the most capable and has the most pedigree. It also has the most problems, but we'll skip over that. The fact that you can get a new Land Rover Discovery Sport for under $40,000 and have it look as pretty as that is pretty impressive. Pretty. Next up on the list is a car that I've been in love with for a while now, and it's really the only sports sedan on the market that I would buy. And to be truthful, it's the only car I've seriously considered trading the Range Rover in for, and that is the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Now, if you want to check out more about the Giulia, you can look at this video that I did right up here. But pretty much the Alfa Romeo Giulia is my favorite car for sale right now. I think it is better than any other car in its class. And like I said, if you want to know more, check out the video. Now, the 2018 Giulia is one of the best cars that I've ever driven. It's fun, it's engaging, it's beautiful, and it has so much soul and character. But I'm not going to say the word soul and character anymore talking about the Giulia, because that's what that last video was filled with. Nevertheless, I think the Giulia is the best car on this list. I think it's the best car for sale right now. Everything about the car is perfect, minus the rear view camera, which if you've ever been in an Alfa Romeo, you know is absolutely horrible. Anyway, the great thing about the Giulia is that dealerships in most areas are desperate to get rid of them. In fact, you can get a 2017 Giulia for $15,000 off at our local dealership. So I'm sure other dealerships are running similar promotions of 2017 models, and if you don't mind having a model that doesn't have Apple CarPlay as standard, you're really not losing anything on that. But you are gaining $15,000 if you choose to buy a year old but still a brand new car. That's the great thing about the Giulia. They don't sell well, which means dealers are pretty eager to get rid of them most of the time. On top of that, if you absolutely must have a 2018 model, just wait a year from now and I'm sure you can pick up a 2018 model for the same price, because their sales figures really haven't gone up that much since then. Speaking of sporty cars that like to visit the mechanic, let's move on to number 3 on our list, which is the BMW 2 Series. Now, I would love to recommend its big brother, the BMW 4 Series, but it's just a bit too expensive to put on this list. So with that, I'm going to recommend the 2 Series, which, to be honest, I think is a cooler car. Not because it's better really in any way whatsoever, but because it's different. The BMW 2 Series is what the 3 Series Coupe was years ago. It's small, it's compact, handles well, and it's very sporty. Don't get me wrong, the 4 Series is still a pretty small car by today's standard, but the 2 Series is a small car by any standard. While it may be a tiny bit less practical than the 4 Series, let's be honest, it's not like you're fitting in the rear seat of the 4 Series anyway. In fact, with the seat, even in a normal position, there is no legroom back there, and when I've had to climb in the back when we had 3 people in the car, I've had to sit across the seats. So there's really no added practicality from the 2 Series to the 4 Series. In fact, you end up losing money from going from the 2 Series to the 4 Series, so why not just get the 2 Series? While the 4 Series is a little bigger, the 2 Series is still plenty big enough for 2 average-sized people and some everyday items. So you might not be taking it on a 3,000-mile road trip, but to be fair, any BMW going on a 3,000-mile road trip is going to have to make a couple of pit stops. What I love and respect most about the 2 Series is that it is still a small, compact sports car. And I say compact loosely. I realize it's not as small as the Mazda Miata or MX-5, but it is still pretty small compared to today's standard, even though it's a little bit bigger than the 1 Series. But can't buy that new anymore. Let's not worry about that. Next up on the list is the Lexus IS. Now I know people give Lexus a lot of flack for having no soul and character and everything that I love about Alfa Romeo, but let's be honest for a minute. If you want a cool car that looks good, drives great, and will go forever, why would you look anywhere else? To be fair, as much as I love Land Rover and Jaguar and Alfa Romeo, we all know that they're not, I don't know, dependable. I mean, let's be fair. Our BMW even has been in the shop 4 times in the past 18 months to replace an oil leak that's come from the same place. I don't know that a Lexus even requires oil aside from oil changes, so really, you're not missing out on anything by not having a European car, because they tend to just like to break. That's why for the most part a Lexus will hold its value a little better than Land Rover will, which now you can buy a Range Rover that was $100,000 new for $10,000 and under. In 1 year I lost 52% of value on my car, so I can imagine someone who lost 92% on their car. That's gonna hurt. If you're looking for a car that's pretty, fun to drive, easy to maintain, and cheap to repair, the Lexus IS is really your best option. It's not necessarily the one I'd have, but it is the best option if that's what you want. If you're interested in style, power, dating your cousin, and being the most popular kid at your school in Alabama, you're gonna love the next option. It's the 2018 Chevy Camaro 1SS. And all jokes aside, it is a really good car. It's fantastic to drive, handles very well, and it sounds amazing. To be fair, I also think it is quite a lot better looking than the current generation Mustang, so I would take the Camaro every day. Now I know the Camaro had a bit of an awkward start when it was relaunched in the early to mid 2000s, but over time it has actually become one of the better cars on the market, and I think it's fantastic. So while there may be some jokes based around the car, you'll be the only one laughing as you pull away faster than pretty much anyone else. Last but not least is a car that has been on my radar for the past couple of months, and that is the 2018 Dodge Challenger TA. Now the great thing about the Dodge Challenger TA is you have the big V8 Hemi. On top of that, you have so many of the cool styling attributes that you really want on your true muscle car, and it really is one of the last of its kind. So if you're interested in getting a muscle car, which has been cheap, practical, fun to drive, and great in a straight line, you can now get the TA for under $40,000. Now I realize you can get them for even cheaper than that, and you can even get the V6 in the 20s, but come on. If you're going to buy a muscle car, buy the right muscle car. Power, beauty, and suspension are really the 3 words you could use to describe not only an Aston Martin, but the Dodge Challenger TA. And while they're on completely different ends of the spectrum, the TA is really cheap and fun to drive and very fast. I don't know which one I would choose, but to be fair, it's probably going to be the Aston Martin, but that's aside from the point. The point is, the Dodge Challenger TA is truly one of the greats. I really love this car, and if you haven't checked out our video on it, make sure you check that out. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel with post notifications turned on. Post notifications? What is this? Instagram? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, if you have a cool car, leave a comment down below. We'd love to come film with it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.